My name is Pravin Pawar and I'm from CKD Thakur College and Department Information Technology. Last time we have learned about the soft computing techniques. Today we are looking at the topic that is known as the learning methods. Now in the learning method, there are three types of the learning methods. One, supervised learning. Second one, unsupervised learning. And third one, reinforcement learning. So these are the next process of the learning methods which are related to the neural networks. So there are the three basic parts which are the part of the neural networks. Now these three types of the classified based on the presence or the absence of the teacher. So it comes under the types of the supervised and unsupervised learning and the information provided for the system to learn. So whenever we're creating or we are whatever the artificial neural network that we are creating, we require some kind of information to be provided to that particular network, and on that particular information it is going to be generating some kind of output. Now this process required some amount of the learning methods to running that applications. Now that application may obviously the human generated applications, that's why it is called it as a artificial neural network. So we are just creating the replica of the human brain into the machines. Now if the machine wanted to learn the exact replica of the human behavior, then we can put up with the three methods: supervise, unsupervised, and the reinforcement methods. So that purpose, some of the time, that is the one of the example that I am going to give you, why that it requires the teacher or any person who is training someone under that will be considered as a supervised learning. So that's why it is required as a teacher formality, or obviously we require to provide the informations. Now you can see this, there is the diagram related with the learning methods of the artificial neural network. So obviously artificial neural networks having the again basic three methods: supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Now supervised learning also divides into the sub parts of the methods: error correction or the stochastic methods, which are the part of the supervised learning. Now again, error correction also has the two sub parts. One is the least mean square and the back propagation. So some of the time we need to do that processing again and again in a looping format. So that will be considered as a back propagation. And lean mean square, in the sense specifically, if we are having too much amount of the information, or if you are having the multiple different types of the outputs, then at that moment we need to find out one of the mean square so that we can at least get some kind of output related with the methods. Now in the unsupervised learning also we are having the two subparts: Hebbian method, and this specifically second one is competitive methods. And the last one is reinforcement learning, that is the unsub parts which is not present into this. So it will be the only the reinforcement, and all the methods goes according to the name of that particular methods. Now first of all we'll be looking at the supervised learning. Now, in the supervised learning, if there is a teacher present during providing the lecture to that particular students, then obviously during the learning process and the present accepted for the some kind of outputs related to that. So in the artificial neural network, each input value requires the corresponding target values. Now the corresponding target values, in the sense, now I am teaching 140 students, and at least after teaching that particular topic to that 140 students, so we required more than 100 students should be understood about that particular topic. So that is nothing but the target value. So we required some kind of a precise output, or the expected output should be already there, and then we can go for the processing. Then that will be considered as a supervised learning, which represents the desired output values. So what you are expecting from the current situation, that will be considered as a desired output. Now the input values along with the target vector is called the training pair or the training data. So whatever the values that you are going to be inserting into the machines, that will be considered as a training pair or the training data. So some kind of a value should be there to find out some related to the output of that particular supervised learning. The actual output value is compared with the desired output value. So after doing this particular processing, we'll be checking the two values: what is the expected value and what will be the output value. Okay, what you are expecting from the machine and what is your required output, that will be considered as a supervised learning. If there is a difference, means in the sense error, if you're finding out related to the particular signals or any kind of things, then it generated by the network. So the errors also generated by the networks. It is used to adjustment of the parameters until the usual output matches what is related to the desired output. So this process is going to be in a continuous format when you are getting the exact output. Now, this is the block diagram for the supervised learning. This is the block diagram says exactly the same precise part of that particular explanation part. This is the training data that you are having. You are providing the input into the neural network, and in and out, these are the two things. After doing the processing on the input data, it is going to be generating some output. So you will be checking comparing what your actual output and what will be the desired output. If there is an error, that machine is going to be generating the error. So error functions are going to be running. Then after running the error functions, it will be learning algorithms, optimizing what are the methods has been used to recorrect that particular errors. So we are going to be changing some of the parameters related to the machines. That is maybe the weightage and the bias values related to the input values. Again, it is doing the same process unless and until we are going to be getting the exact output. So that's it for the today's session. Thank you.